I love this for you. I love this. Nice. I love this for you. I love to see you fail. I love to see your family be affected and hurt because you voted for Trump. Yeah, I voted for Trump. Absolutely. Did I know he was going to increase the tariffs? Yes, I did. However, I thought that the infrastructure would be set up prior for small business to come back to America and manufacture in America.
So you thought that he would create infrastructure to benefit small businesses as part of his tariff implementation plan. What on God's green earth would make you think that this man would carefully orchestrate his tariff implementation plan, or anything for that matter? Also, why did you think this was going to be good for your business? All of the economists who aren't on his payroll told you, told me, told us this whole plan was going to be a fucking disaster. I don't know where you were getting your information from. That's all I heard. This is going to be bad, and oh, here we are. But let's get to the main point of your video.
So to wish ill on someone and to love the fact that they're suffering, to love the fact that their family is being negatively affected because I didn't vote the same way that you did is fucked up. It really is. But to see someone hurt and their business fail and their family be affected because they didn't vote the way you did, it's fucked up. I'm sorry, a lot of you are fucked up. I'm sorry. We should all care about each other regardless of who we voted for. I'm sorry. I hope you guys can be better people. Good luck to you guys.
Okay, so let me start with this. I'm not happy that your family is struggling. That brings me no joy. I've struggled financially at times in my life, and it sucks, especially when you have the additional responsibilities of a family that you need to take care of. So on the one hand, I do feel for you and your family. On the other hand, your strong objection to that commenter is way out of line. It's a problem. You don't like it when people derive joy from your potential struggles. So while I don't really endorse exactly what that commenter is saying, we're both pushing back on you. And I know right now, a lot of people are pushing back on you. I'm going to try to help you understand why people are pushing back and where that's coming from. When you voted for that man, you personally endorsed struggles for lots of other families with no remorse and no concern for their well-being. And you just didn't think that someone who voted like you, was born where you were born, and who looks like you could ever end up on the wrong side of his policies. But the only reason you could have believed that is because you were either terribly ill-informed or you lack critical thinking skills. Donald Trump does not care about you or your family. He's reckless, he's selfish, and he lacks the leadership skills and the desire to govern, period. How you couldn't know that or didn't know that or appreciate that after his first term is beyond my comprehension. He told us on the campaign trail that he would indict his political enemies. He told us on the campaign trail that he would round up undocumented but also some documented people and deport them. And as it turns out, also some American citizens are getting deported. He told us that he would use the U.S. military against American citizens who disagreed with him and who opposed him. He told us that he would appoint radical conspiracy theorists to head up his cabinet. And you fucking loved it. You fucking loved all of that. This whole I didn't know it was going to play out like this rings so hollow, man. It's like that scene from Remember the Titans. Remember this one?
I told you. What you mean you didn't know? What, you think I was playing with?
We told you over and over again this is going to be a fucking disaster. So the whole I didn't know, whatever you didn't know is because you didn't want to know. But for some reason, and only you know the reasons, you just couldn't see the light. You could not bring yourself to vote for the other candidate. I have some ideas what those reasons might have been, but I'm not going to guess. You can share them if you'd like. But whatever it was, it couldn't have been her qualifications, because had she been elected, she would have been the most qualified president ever to sit in the Oval Office. She would have been the only president to have worked in all three branches of government prior to being elected president. So you voted for the other guy, the guy who is now personally and independently ruining your small business. But in order to understand why I feel like I do about this situation, and the commenter does, and all the people who are giving you pushback, you need to understand how we see your choice, that vote. Your vote was an assault on America, on our institutions, and on our freedoms. You chose to assault America with that vote. So while I derive no joy from your family's struggles, I need you to understand how we feel about people in your position. And to be clear, by your position, I mean somebody who voted for him, but now the policies he promised to implement are making your life worse. But you don't want to be judged for your choices. Instead, you want to scold others who are experiencing Schadenfreude at your expense. And just in case somebody doesn't know the word Schadenfreude, it's a German word meaning the enjoyment obtained from the troubles of others. From my perspective, you were going to be maybe not joyful, but satisfied if the policies he promised and implemented only hurt other families. That was what you wanted. That's what you voted for. So you want all of us to feel bad for you and your family because your malicious plan to harm others backfired on your family. And to that, I just have to say, I'm sorry. The best I got for you is I'm not deriving joy from your struggles. But that's all I got. And another thing you address in your video is you talk about having friends on the left and the right, and that's cool. But let's be very clear. Me and people like you, we will never be friends. I can be cordial, but the disregard that you expressed for other families, Americans or otherwise, with your vote, disqualifies you from my sympathy. So look, winding down. I hope this works out for you and your family. I really do. I also hope you learned something. You see, you thought you were in the club. You thought you were in his club. You are not part of his club. You will never be part of his club. You're not rich enough to be in his club, and he doesn't give half a shit about you. So I will just end with a quote from a great American philosopher. It goes something like this. And if you don't know, now you know.